Hello and welcome to another stream today. Today we'll be looking at refactoring and adding B-Unit. B-Unit is a Blazor unit testing framework that allows you to test your output to make sure that it is correct, but not on the Selenium way. So that's pretty cool. We are gonna look at that. For the people that are new or didn't join the last stream, we can still log in with Twitter, I hope. Yeah, so that still works. If we open our console and run everything locally, let's go to repos, cd todo, and then do .NET watch run, and this allows us to run the application with a watch statement. So if we change any files, it will automatically restart, and we don't have to rebuild, or it does rebuild, but we don't have to trigger it by hand. And that makes it a little bit easier, especially because we're also running our Azure functions. We use the Azure functions to save all our, or to retrieve and save our data in our Azure table storage. That's a really easy and simple storage method. We got a bad request, so that's weird, as I believe that went correctly on the before the last stream. Nothing weird there. Let's restart our server and see, maybe that's the problem. If you're in the chat, please say hi. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Yeah, now it works. Not sure why it didn't. Maybe some startup problems. We always have them. So we have the ability to create multiple lists, and this is a list that is not mine, but it's added to me. So that's also pretty cool. You can see that I'm added and it's the owner is someone else. Maybe we can add that later to the table here somewhere. Welcome Artilio95, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing amazing. How is it going? So let's start working. We wanted to add B-Unit. Oh, this is what we searched for. John last stream. Oh, that's not correct. Yeah, so B-Unit. That's better. So B-Unit is Gistu, fine, thank you. Very good to see you again, Gistu. Did anything special in the meantime? Have any requests for this stream? Maybe you wanna see something? or have any questions. Yeah, so BUnit has a few different component or projects, call them. You have BUnit Web. This is basically the normal one. It's called the normal one. Then we have XUnit. That's one with support for XUnit. So that's pretty cool. And you have the core. So that's core and the template that automatically creates a template or a project for you with a bunch of stuff. And then we have the website and the documentation. So that's cool. You can see the API references, the documentation. So let's get started with it. So to start, I like to create, stop debugging, of course, otherwise everything breaks. But I didn't want to trigger a build. Gizdu says, did you advise me to convert Blazor now? I use web forms and MVC. I haven't used web forms much. MVC I do. I'm working on a video, but there are also some other blog posts about adding Blazor into your existing MVC app. I'm doing that as we speak at my work, so that's really cool. That allows you to still use MVC and don't have to rewrite everything. I don't know how big your application is and if it's like few hundred hours, maybe even thousands of hours of work in it, then that's a really good use case. If it's less, maybe it's easier to just use Blazor. But it really depends, Gizdu. What kind of application is it? Is it for customers? Is it for yourself? Is it an internal company application? Is it a portfolio? What kind of project is it? So we're gonna create a new project. And we're just gonna search for XUnit. Yeah, this is the C# one. Yeah, we don't want the Visual Basic one. I want to call this todo.blazor.test. So this is where we're gonna put all our tests. Welcome, Yvonne. Or is it Thijs? No. How is it going? Thank you. Yeah, no problem, Gizdu. If you like, I can look for you more or give you some tips. But yeah, what kind of Blazor you want to use and if you want to do it really depends on the use case. And let's at least rename this here to .blazor. Let's hope that doesn't break a lot of stuff. I would guess Ivana Thijs would be something with ice cream. Yeah, you're correct. So we added our test project, create a new test project with xunit. And then we just need to add those projects. Let's do that. Repos, todo, cd, todo, start test. Yep. Just installing the package for bunit and the xunit package. And I also started falling in love with auto picture, sorry. Auto picture. xunit 2 we want. The xunit 1 is an older one. And I like the automock to get everything done. .NET add package. You can also do this through the package manager. Let's copy. It wants me to copy everything. That's kind of annoying. Like this. No, not like this. .NET add package. Let's do it with the package manager. Let me see. I probably closed my solution explorer. Oh, here's this. Manage NuGet packages. And we're gonna search for autofixture. Autofixture, it's an, if I can type it correctly, auto fix. Let's install this one, the normal and the automock and the xunit. But autofixture is a way to automatically generate objects for you, so you don't have to worry about what it is if you want a string or something. But in combination with automock and xunit, we can do some really powerful stuff, as we can. Oh, I closed my solution explorer again. Sorry for that. But we can automatically create mocks and let them be filled with mocks. For that, I do use some attributes. Normally, like, they have support for xunit, and that does some stuff, and they have support for mock, and that does some stuff, but the combination is not built in, as they don't know what you're using. So just let me see if I can find my project where I did it. Utils attributes, yep. So let's create a folder for this and call it utils, as it's not really a test, but it is in the test project, and attributes. Then we're gonna create a class called auto mock data attribute. And we want to make it public. closed. Let's make sure that we have all the fixtures. Did I? Constructor must have a body. Of course it does. But if we, this allows us to just put make it a theory. So you can input multiple things. And then it automatically fills it. But we also like it to insert sometimes some of our own data, and for that we use the inline domain attribute, and we just gonna move it to another file like so. And now we can Remmerman, welcome, good evening, how is it going? So I like to basically copy the original structure. So if it's pages, we have pages here, so you can find where some is. I'm pretty good. It's all going good. They say use the correct framework. Welcome Artilio, how is it going? And welcome Willy Pilgrim. Thank you for the follow, it's really appreciated. Today we'll be adding B-unit tests. And we are gonna do some refactoring, some cleaning up, and maybe some fun improvements if we can find any. If someone has any suggestions, feel free. And as John spoke, you can see the GitHub page with all the and the project itself online. And let's me check if we have that what he wants. Why does he want it to be a .razor? Oh, that's only okay. You are correct. Well, the slash isn't the problem. The brackets is the problem. I'll fix that soon, but just remove it. todo.topdev.com. Yeah, it's really a shock, John. I really love how they jump on my face. Yeah, I really love that emote. So let's go to creating a basic test. So they say using var context is context render component hello world. markup text should be this. That seems easy enough. We do need to add our project to the dependencies, of course. I want to say hello to Abbas Costello, Artilio, Casino Tanks, Drop Dog, Electric Longboard. Have this too, Ice Wizards, join the efforts. And Willy Pilgrim already said hi to. If you're here, feel free to say hi. It's really appreciated, and it's always good to see, hear, and see that there are other peoples. And let's also make this .NET 5. Just because. Now everything is gonna break, and now it's not more. Because we added those, we can now create a test for, let's say, let's do something stupid like a loader component. Test. Oh, I screwed all the namespaces because I renamed our project. My bad. Let's do just namespaces. Next. So happy with ReSharper. Maybe Visual Studio has this, but I don't want to open them. And let's stage them all, because I don't like to have that many namespace. I notice a little more, but fine. I don't like that many commits that basically did nothing. Fine, so that all works again. So this doesn't have much logic. Well, it doesn't have any logic. Well, it does. The loader has some logic, I believe. Yeah, the URL can change. Not sure how I'm gonna test that. But it doesn't have a lot of moving parts, so I think that's a pretty good test to figure out how this works. So let's make a theory and an inline domain data. The attribute that we just created ourselves. Public void, and let's call the test as I... this is how I mostly work. I just create a test called name test, and then I write my test, and then I give it the proper name. That's because we are using automock. We do not have to create this. Well, I hope so, but we can just request it here. The context. And then we can say test context. Oh, let's just call it context. as we're gonna write it a lot today. Dot render component loader component. And we should be able to see the markup. So var markup equals context dot loader component. Of course, the context doesn't keep the dot markup. Cool. I don't have to. I just have to debug, and we want to set a debug point. So let's see how this works. I don't have a lot of experience with B units, so if I'm doing something wrong, or you think I'm doing something wrong, or you have questions, suggestions, whatever, feel free to post it in the chat. Okay. For some reason. I think we broke. Some stuff with our namespace. Partial. Well, this should still work. Why is models in front of it? Hey, Martin, how is it? Do we have any more errors? I believe that was it. So let's go back to our test and rerun it and hope that everything works. Learning AZ303 and watching the stream at the same time. That's very good. Oh, didn't wanna. There is no for the iLoader item factory. Ooh. That is a very good part because we still need our dependencies. It has more moving parts than I thought. So here it tells like how dependency works, but we can just add it using the add singleton. You can also do the other ones, but this allows us to also input a mock for it. Too bad we cannot automate this. A mock loader item factory loader item factory. Maybe we could even add. So we do a context.services and then we do add singleton and we want it just a loader item factory dot object. And now if we rerun this, service cannot be added to provider after it has been initialized. Wait, what? Not sure what's going on here. Context.add singleton. Never used it. Let's do a test. Test. Oh, context. Sorry, not fixture. Yeah, so that seems pretty good. Now it does work, but AutoFixture is trying to create. For some reason, this isn't working in the route. But AutoFixture of the loader factory tried to create a new object of it. So we could, for instance, check if it only gets called for once or something. But we don't. We just want to force the item. Create random item that returns new loader item. And this has text and a URL and a username. Oh, we have way more logic in this than I thought. String name. You could also inject the service in the constructor of the test so you can be used during all the tests within the loader component test class. You could, in the test context? What constructor? String URI. It doesn't need to be a real URI. Name and URI. What constructor are you talking about, John? So as you can see, well, it's not that What I mean is that you can create the test context in the constructor of the public class loader if you make one. And within the test context trigger the service. So instead of doing this here, doing it in the constructor, that's possible. But also something else that he said was just test context. So now we don't need to create now we don't need the context. Like this we can do. That's one he also told. No. Testing tips. I saw that somewhere that he did that. Not sure where. But yeah, this I think this is better. I tried that one, but somehow the registration of the server. Well, this still works. But now I don't really care about the HTML because that can change, and I don't want to rewrite every test when I add a class to it. So loader components dot find. So we can use a CSS selector, and we want this one. And so let's save this. Looty player equals and assert dot equal, and we want it to, and let me see how it is here. Yeah, we want the source to be attributes dot first. Let's do first or default because test is gonna fill them anyway. Attribute a dot name equals source. Let's not set it, but dot value. So let's set a breakpoint and see what it does. So we have the Looty player here, and we can see the attributes. There's a lot of attributes. And then we have the source. And then we have that one. So this one went cool, good. And then we want to make sure that this has the value. I have actually no clue how to do that. Verifying markup, yeah. That's pretty cool. That finds we can use a find all spans. Because for this one, we want only one span, as that didn't specify the username. And that means that we only want one. Loader component dot find all span assert dot single spans, as I only want one, and we already have name for name element, name span assert dot equal, and then we want the name to equal the name span dot I just want the normal HTML. How do I get this part of the HTML? Dot text content. Well, if it's null, we already have a failing test, so that's fine. So let's hope count is 2. Let's check our, it was 1 span, is 2 spans. Oh, it's still there, but it's not filled. So let's fix that. That's loader item dot username does not equal null. So we don't have empty elements. That's always better. And that should fix our code. And that was already our first bug that we fixed by adding like a simple unit test here. So loader, no, let's call this loader without username. And I'm just gonna copy this and paste this loader with username. To be honest, I don't care about those, about this test, because we already tested that. Let's also move that out. That's cleaner. But first, response. And let's call the equal to response dot length. And then third dot equal let's just do the I still want to know that they're both correctly. Not name, sorry, I'm failing. Spends, and then the first one the text content. Let's copy this all and let's grab the second one, as we just determined that it now has a second one, username. And let's also fill the username. And let's make sure we compare that with the username. As you can see, everything went correctly and they're really fast. Like if you ever run Selenium test, they can take up a while. And this is a really insulated small component, so that's really cool. And I'm also gonna copy this one again. And loader contains a Looty player. I do need that one. I don't care about the spends. And here, I don't care about the Looty player. So now if the test fails, I instantly know why it failed and where it failed. And they all succeed. If you have any questions about Blazor or what we are doing, feel free to ask them in the chats. Oh, my solution explorer is on my other screen. So let's try to add some refactoring. The completed to-do list is never used again, as we created it more dynamic, and that's pretty good, I think, than defining all those. So let's start with renaming this all. As we have the to-do overview list, to-do list share options, to-do list component, and new to-do list. We have new to-do item component. That's still good. To-do list items component. So let's rename this one to Todo items components. Todo overview. And we have the to-do list item page, and it just loads it. I do like that. Maybe I even want to move them all to components and have just the pages load in a component and nothing more. What is you guys' opinions about that? That's not a lot. I don't think we use the login component either. We got an error here. And that's because we need to rename this to-do items overview. So because the Blazor page gets his name from the text file, and this doesn't. We got an error when renaming it. It still gives me an error, but let's give it a quick rebuild and hope that it fixes it. If you're enjoying the stream and you're new, feel free to say something in the chat. And also, it would be really appreciated if you hit that follow button if you didn't do that already. Let's see if we also get an error here. Otherwise, that's fine. I believe that's fine. Yeah, this isn't loading. As our backend isn't working correctly or isn't doing anything right now. Where did I put? Did I close my? I should really stop closing my Solution Explorer. Why is this page here? And so this is displaying the list, and this is displaying one list, and this is displaying all the lists. And what is this one loading? To-do list items. Okay. Then that makes sense. But I do want to create a page for this class. Do you have a class for that page? I probably do. Yeah, I always do. So just create a new Blazor component for it. And let's call this to-do list overview page. Simple enough. And let's also create a class for that. To-do list overview page. Let's make this partial. I don't know. Why is it over page? Did I not type view? And let's make sure this is not razor. So they're nested. And it doesn't have any parameters, so we just can call it to-do list overview components. And now remove this from here. And that also means that I want to remove all the to-do list overview to-do items. And maybe we'll delete that even, but yeah, I'm just trying to clean up. We have pages and it has components and everything in it. So that's, I don't like combining those two too much. So I'm just gonna create something for that. I hope that works. Components. Yeah, that seems to work. And let's I'm not sure why that one was like, I'm not gonna move. Well, it did, but I didn't delete it. Okay. To-do list component. Let's just delete this folder. And let's do the same with this one. And let's also move this one, as this is also not a page. Components. And let's fix the namespace. And it should make everything work. But it looks like everything is broken. And now we want to remove the pages. We could have excluded them, but I'm kind of dumb. Move to pages. I'm probably gonna need to restart my Visual Studio soon, as probably doesn't remember what's going on. Did they fix that? That's pretty cool. New to-do list. .NET clean. Tessie, hi! Hey and hello. Welcome, how is it going? To-do Blazor component to-do list is a namespace. It's not used like a variable. I'm not sure. Great, I'm currently trying to lazy load of the assemblies in Blazor. Oh, that's pretty cool. Let me know how that's going. I never looked at that before. Are those namespaces correct? And why isn't it showing that it is wrong? Okay, we basically have to go to all the classes. Oh, this one is. And this one is. Okay, yeah, it's now getting weirder and weirder. How's the lazy loading going? It's going less good here. On the page. Well, this one is working. This namespace isn't doing anything. But I can also just delete it as it doesn't do anything either. And I do need to fix this one. Hey, the only thing that's currently less loading is me. Yeah, I know the feeling. To do that component compo. Can't I? To do that Blazor. Whoa, you started with tests. Cool. Yeah, we did some B-unit. I don't know if you ever used it before. Before I... Oh, this is just using. Before I start breaking everything, we did some B-unit and we can look at it after I fix everything or decide to go back. I thought I did some moving, but... Tessie, B-unit isn't better than X-unit, as we are using X-unit. But B-unit is Blazor unit testing. And as you can see, if you don't look at the red lines, we extend the test toolkits, but you can also create it here. And it allows us to render components. And then you can like search with CSS selectors, you can compare things, you can set variables, you can inject services. So it's like unit testing your Blazor HTML instead of using Selenium, because Selenium can be really long, really error prone. And this is really quick and really easy. I'm gonna do a quick break. I will be back in like 5 minutes. Just grabbing something to drink, stretch my legs. So to all see you then again, or still. Hello, welcome back everybody. Hope everybody grabbed something to drink, stretched their legs, grabbed something to eat. Just starting Visual Studio again. But Tessie, as I said in the test, it's like how many beers? 0. No, I don't have any beers right now. I don't do a lot of drinking since the lockdown. I only drink when with friends. So yeah, that's not really allowed anymore. But hey, now everything is sort of working. You lost all your friends? Aw, your gym buddies? No, I didn't lose all my friends, but we're not really allowed to hang out that much anymore. And all the bars are closed. So yeah, that's something. Did you protest? Well, there were protests in my city, but no. Yeah, and about the testing framework, you can go to if you just search bunit, you get his GitHub and his page. It's really easy to set up and improve, or not improve, but add it to your project. Yeah, so the reason they cannot be found is that they're not in the imports yet. So that's the only downside to this. If anyone can like tell me if we can wildcard like the to-do list, if that's like possible. And if we do a rebuild, that should fix it. And but getting back to the test, if you have any questions about it, yeah, you can always ask me and I'll maybe help you. But there's also a Gitter page and a GitHub, and that guy is really helpful and friendly. I had some conversations with him. But yeah, we can look. Now everything is working again. It was the best break ever. So we can step through it. So this is a really easy test, but here we're just adding a mock of the loader factory and setting up the loader factory to return something that we like. Then we call the render component, loader component, and just gonna grab the interface or the mock because that one needs it. Now you can see that like the first render markup, you can compare changes, you can change parameters, you can do all sort of stuff. So that's basically it. So I want to say we look at well, this is all probably already really. Maybe you can look to test this one. I also have some ideas how to make the auto fixture and B units work better with each other, but that's gonna be something for next stream, I think. So I need to improve some. But basically make the when we request them automatically let them eject it and stuff. Yeah, I wanted to do a test for this. Gonna look forward for that one. Gonna steal it from my own project. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's possible and if I'm gonna finish for the next stream. But it would be... I have some ideas and I believe that there is some stuff possible. So let's move this one to the correct one as we moved it all. And let's create a new test. To-do list overview component test. Let's make it public. Let's make it a theory and inline domain data. And then let's do public void test and let's give it a better name soon. And let's extend the test context. I don't hate this, but I don't like this either too much, but for now it's the easiest way. Load component. I already forgot what's called. Render component. Render. To-do list overview components and not the test. Yeah, now it's to the correct one. And let's see if this one we do the to-do list service, and we do not have any parameters, so that's pretty good. So let's create a mock for this service. To-do list mock. And then services that add singleton to-do list. To-do list mock. That's objects. Overview components. Let's see if this already works and what it returns. So that's that's a little bit worse, but it's complaining that it also wants the loader factory as it's used. Loader factory mock. I believe he's working on that also. I saw some posts of him that makes it possible to mock other components. Because I don't really care about this factory, but we need it anyway. The loader, but now we can just add it, and that shouldn't break too much stuff. If you're watching the stream and have any questions or you're new, say hi. You can ask anything about Blazor. I'm just gonna create an empty constructor for this. Now it did work. So the list is a null, so that's why we get the Looty one. No list. To-do list overview component dot find Looty Looty player. Now we made sure that if there's no list, we that if there is no list, it returns the Looty player. List. But we can also like we should be able to set a breakpoint here. I don't care about that one. And I think we won't be needing the Looty one anymore. Let's debug. Yeah, so that's really cool. You can also find the or debug your components really well, as that was sometimes a problem. But this still returns 0, so that's our problem. To-do list mock that setup. Get all lists. Dot returns new. And I want a list of, what is this return? To-do lists. To lists. And I want it in front of the mocks, just because that's like I like it more. And we wanna make it return async. So let's stop this one. And let's see if this is gonna work. So just this created a list with 3 things in it, and it has 3 members. It really likes 3. So now it's gonna render the component, and now it has 3 items in it. And now we're getting the next problem, and that's another service that isn't working that we are relying on. So that's kind of like a problem, and that would be really nice if I could mock all the other ones, all the child components, so we just can like see that it has 4 components or something. But hey, it's still better than writing Selenium test. In my opinion. Nothing against Selenium test, and I still think they can have a place next to this, but I think they can move a lot of it out. So yeah, if you have any questions about what we're doing, feel free to ask. Or if you have any questions about Blazor. We're currently working on with B units and refactoring some stuff. And we won't be adding tests for everything. But maybe in the future we can do like the first half an hour of a stream or the last half hour of a stream, just improving some stuff so it doesn't get that messy. Cannot provide... Oh, this should be an interface, of course. What do you guys think about like adding and half an hour of refactoring and adding tests to every stream on the end or in the or in the start? And if so, what's your preference? Do you want to do it on the front so so you're not here yet, or do you want to see it? I can remove this breakpoint also. Yeah, now everything works. You like to see it. Any preferences for the start of the stream, end of the stream? Well, then you don't have... I'll do it at the front, so you don't have to be late. So you cannot be late if you want to see it. To-do list overview components. That's... I'm not really sure. Can I find a component? That should be... Find components. To-do lists. I'm just figuring this out as all of you, but I think Talents is gonna be really happy that I figured this all out on here instead of during work time. Yeah, so we can just find the components. That's also pretty cool. Yeah, I know you too well. Also, apparently certification on .NET 5 is messed up at the moment. I thought I had messed up something up, but it seems I'm not alone. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't know why, but Twitch thinks that nougat is a bad word, so I need to allow it every stream. But the nougat packages, that is. Okay, I'm not really sure what the problem is, but it sounds bad. No, it's not every time. I'm not sure how it works, but now it's on my face. Yeah, if you get, I think, a lot of hot plants if you let someone else follow or subscribe or give someone else a sub. You can also do that. And the robot, yeah, it's all emotes. So I don't hope they're like. Let me see. Like if I do in hard. Oh, now I don't know how. Yeah, now it does. Like sometimes it does. Single. Not null. And then we can do the to-do list overview component dot find component. And I wanna find the new to-do list component. Loads components correctly. Let's just run all the tests, make sure that everything works. But yeah, that's also, I didn't know that the other components still could be found and stuff. So that's really cool. Maybe later I'll add some more, but for now, I think we should look at our backend. Our Azure Functions as well. Not everything is as clean as possible. And I want to make sure that everything looks the same. So if you want to delete an item, that looks good. Let's remove this. Shouldn't be this like slash list item ID. What do you guys think? Should we also put the ID of the route in the post in the URL, or should we do it in a model? Just removing all the unused usings. Post is fine, I think, like in the model. Let's remove all the cloud tables from the functions themselves, and let's all move them to a service. And maybe we can even create like a generic service. Because this is for partition. Yeah, we can like... Cloud table service. So we have a lot of repetition, and I wanna remove that with that one, but still allows us to extend it if we need it. Muri12, thank you for the follow. It's really appreciated. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. I'm not a fan of this song. How's it going? And have you ever used Blazor before? Or have you used .NET before? Really wondering how you get at this stream, and how Blazor is going. So for example, we also need a constructor for this, and we need to make it abstract, I think. No, we don't need to make it abstract. I do want to. Public protected. LOL. Our preliminary investigation shows that .NET 5 Restore is broken on some operating systems, resulting in the error NuGet package system.memory from source, the author primary signature downgrade to 3.1. Nice, nice fix. Yeah, that fix is kind of shock. If there only was there an emote for that. Protected read-only cloud table client that was. Let me see what it. No, just a cloud table. Cloud table. No, we want the cloud table. The cloud table factory. Cloud table. Create cloud table with T. But the cloud table factory wants it to be a table entity. So let's force that where the so now we created the base, and then we can copy this. And instead of the to-do item entity, we're gonna return T get all for partition key partition key. And table entity. Why aren't you working? T must be a non-obstruct type with the public parameters less constructor. To list. Not all code returns. Oh, of course. Let's copy this one for the row key. Get all for row key. Let's also refactor extracts to interface. Let's do both to this own file. Sure. And now we could say that the I better iCloud service base to do item entity. And now we can go to this implementation. And we don't need this anymore. We can also remove this one as we already had that covered. And let's also move this one. Let's go to the base. Get all for partition key. Partition key. This is a pretty chill song. And now we can go to our base. I see you are using ReSharper with Visual Studio 2019 improvements. I'm trying to give up on it, but I still can't yet. Why do you want to give up on it? Like, I had to give up on ReSharper for a while as my work laptop was too slow. But that was really hard. I don't know if it was that hard because all the shortcuts were also bound to ReSharper, or that I just missed so many features. Because Visual Studio is free. Yeah, ReSharper is pretty expensive. Luckily, I have my company paying for it. Yeah, it's... Ooh. Yeah, it's really expensive. For individual users, it's already cheaper. It's still not cheap. But like this is Netflix. Yeah, it's still free for, well. Yeah. You also have support for open source. But for students and teachers, it's free. Gonna get it with Unimail because I kinda miss it privately. Well, I don't know if it's allowed, but I just logged in with my PW, with my company resharper, and that works. I think you can use it on one license on 5 machines or something. I can't find it, but yeah, but you're quitting in 2 months. So Unimail's smarter. Ah, then we finally can get some work done. The at T. Entity. Hey, probably is just having a party. Public. To-do list member service. Let's make it a void. Okay, my other suggestion just made that one obsolete. So let's go here. I cloud table service base. And we can remove add from it. And now we want to do that. Let's first fix this. I'm really wondering why this is now like... Oh, this is an extension. Well, that's not needed anymore. Welcome, Chicken Man. Thank you for the follow. It's really appreciated. How are you doing today? Have you ever used Blazor? Are you interested in Blazor? What's your relationship with .NET? Today we're just doing some refactoring. Not the thinnest thing in the world, but it's necessary. I am good. Yeah, I'm a sysadmin who codes on the side and I have a project at work I made using Blazor server. Oh, really cool. Hope it was a joy. Yeah, I really like not having to know GS stuff to make things feel modern. Yeah, you still, well, I still need to use GS for some things, but like most things, not anymore. Like clicking a button, calling a library, but those aren't too bad. Welcome to the gang. Yeah. The Node.js gang, yeah. And yeah, some of them are YouTube, some of them they're on Twitch. They're not that good, and they're really long. But if you have any questions about Blazor, and feel free to just ask them in chat. And if you want to see what we built, there's also a GitHub page and a URL to the server. But if you're wondering about something, just feel free to ask and we can look at it. But Peak Alive. Hey, how's it going? Did you have a good stream? Yes, doing all right. How about you? Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you. And good to hear that Subnautica was good again. If return false. String partition key. And this should be the row key. If you have a... What are we working on right now? I can do... there are a few new people. So that's always good. This is kind of broken at the moment. Let me... Let's fix this method. With this stream we're just adding some tests using bunit. And that's a way to test our components. And some refactoring. But yeah, we had some new people. So let's start at the beginning. Okay, cool. So we created... Oh, maybe we should remove this if you're not logged in, but that's something for the future. But yeah, you can go to Todo at topdev.com to see the same page as me. And here you have 4 kinds of authentication. It's called, we did it with easy authentication in combination with the Azure Static Web Apps. And this allows us to log in with Twitter, Google, Microsoft or Facebook without handling all the authentication ourselves. But yeah, they do that. And now you can see that yeah, we had some fun animations here. You can see your list, you can add new lists. So let's call it Pick Alive. So now you're a list, and we can add, let me see, Chicken Man is now something. And you can also change the priority. So this is high, and it's all saved in Azure Functions. You can remove it. And you can also add new people, but that's still a little bit tricky because you need to know your ID, and I believe this isn't your ID, but it is your name. So then we also need to fix that. Pretty cool. How do you save your data? So we're just refactoring it. Let me see. It's runnable. Nope. So we need to look at that in a second, but we use Azure Functions, so that's serverless technology. So it basically means that oh, I can show it on here. Oh, nice. I've been meaning to check out Azure Functions as well. Looks like I'll be having fun watching you build this. Good. That's always good. If you also have any questions or want to see any features, you make sure to ask them here on Twitter. Send me a private message, whatever. But yeah, we use Azure Functions in combination with the static web apps. And this always shows no results at first, but now it shows all of them. But this is our functions like add to-do list, item, add to-do list, delete, all that stuff. And we use Azure table storage, and table storage is The reason I choose it, it's mostly that it's really cheap. The entire hosting of this project is free, so that's always an upside. But it's got table storage. It just has a partition key and a row key. Those the combination of the two needs to be unique. So we can just like go to our tables. Now the domain name isn't free. It was like 10 or 20. I'm not really sure. But here you can see the tables. Like we have a partition key, a row key, a high, the name, the priority, the status, and the timestamp. And we can just change that. And you don't need a domain. Like when you create a static web app, you get an URL, and you can also use that one. Still works, doesn't look that nice. But the cool thing is that, for example, I'm working on a feature and I created a different branch for it. And I want to check it out online before I merge it in. It automatically creates a new environment with URL for me. That's a really old branch, so it's not that good anymore, but it's always good to show that. And now we're doing some I see pretty cool stuff going on. Sorry for interrupting you for your work so far. No problem, we had a few new people, so it was a good point to show it. And that's like a big part of the stream is showing what we do, helping other people, and hoping that you learned something. To-do list, we can remove those. I thought we already did. No arguments given for the corresponding formal. Sure. So just trying to, what we're currently doing is moving all the database calls to services, and also try to make one generic services that does like most of the generic stuff for us. As table storage sometimes requires a lot before it works. You're gonna take a break from the PC now? I'll see you next week, right? Monday and Wednesday. Yes, every Wednesday and Monday from 7 till 10. I know you stream from 7 till 10, but yeah, make sure to say hi after it. Awesome, see you next week. Yeah. Peek, if you're still here, what do you think about our emotes? Holy Saint, welcome. Oh, Holy Saint John. Thank you for the follow. It's really appreciated. Thank you. How is it going? And have you ever used Blazor or .NET before? Really curious. Remove async can be gone from here and then implement it here. Partition. And let's add it here. Okay, remove this here. Get for list ID, that's basically the partition key. Are we not getting... Little interruption here. I made lazy loading working. Basically a separate admin and user section. If anybody needs help, let me know. Really cool. Is it hard to do? Maybe you can... I can do it on stream one time. Like having... having the overview for the to-do list itself and the other one separated. Get all for partition key. But everything was closed source, right, Tessie? So no way for us to look at it. Best tutorial for it, codesmaze.com. Cool. Maybe I'll can also use it at my at work as like every person gets in at the same point, and maybe I can just load the rest later. This definitely come in handy once we expand multiple games in my solution. I know ways to implement the issue. Well, you better have to pay him with subscriptions to me, John, if you want that. Just give the sub. It's just a joke, but Get table. Get all. Gets. And that is our extension method. Save entity. We do want to do that. Add. Oh, we don't have save. Let's copy this entirely then. And we can remove this. And of course, it doesn't need to be static. Tessie, I'm also pretty sure I fixed the CI/CD combination with unit tests, but we'll have to wait for the NuGet certification thing to get solved. Not gonna be bothered to implement the workaround for just a few days. Yeah. That's pretty smart. Wouldn't do that for just a few days. So we can remove this one and then this one. Get entity. We don't need T, we don't need the cloud table. And we don't need this one. Let's add this to our interface. So this one is empty. This one is close to empty except for this one, and that is how we like it. But we also want to do this one. Cloud table service base to-do list entity. We don't need this one. We don't need this one. We do need this one. Nope. Oh yeah, we do. We call it base factory. Our list equals get all for Roki list ID. This looks way better. Oh, we don't want all. We want get. Let's just do first or default. We can, this is the partition key. Get all for partition key. Get cloud data, get all for my memory is gone after 5 seconds. Roki, all for Roki. And now let's make sure this one also has iCloud table. Not to-do list. If any of you guys like since when is this not giving up? Need to look at that, but if you're enjoying this animation or this one or this one, we have a few more, but if you like them and you want to add your own, those are cute, very good. If you want to see, we got them from Looty Files, but if you like your own to be added to this list with your username, for example, Lisa Jojo has one. She's learning for exam, so she's not here right now. And GP Remmerman has the I love Blazor, it's amazing. So you just go to the lootyfiles.com. You like go to, did I change it again? Free animations. For example, you really like the cat. It's also a pretty cool loader animation. You copy this URL, paste it here, add some catchy text like when the cat's away, the mouse are dancing or something. That's the thing. And then you add your username, so we can also add that. And yeah, then we'll add you at the end of the stream. We will check it. There only have been 2 so far, but yeah, we can add more. You will be always integrated in this app. I'm currently on the path to make my own Looty animation, so await new one from me in 6 months. Oh, that's a while, Tessie, but what software are you using for it? Iris says you can do it faster. Yeah, we want to see it Monday. That's 6 days. Adobe After Effects. Oh. Yeah, that's... I'm not spending that kind of cash on Adobe. Until now, all my editing software is free. I used Inkscape to make a SVG of my logo. I use GIMP to create my logo, my overlays. Everything is free. I didn't say you said I. I sound a lot more like a manager in each stream. It's not... no. Well, you're not listening, you're playing a game, Iris Tea Leaf, so... But is that positive or negative that I look more like a manager, John? Setting ridiculous deadlines with limited context. You decide. No, I'm not setting deadlines. I'm motivating and believing in people. That sounds way better. But we did some refactoring here. Now we want to check our solution to make sure that we're not using the cloud table anymore in here. Private read only. Todo item service. I don't know what you're laughing at. It's true. I wouldn't ask Iris Tea Leaf too many helpful tips. I heard her scream the entire day at Blender today, so... Why aren't we using... We can just use Mapper for this. But yeah, if anyone knows any good software to create an animated background, like a video, well, basically a video, but I want to make a Blender. You need to have some patience when you start. Too bad you don't have the mats. I hope to have an animated background in this weekend. It's not the first time I heard that, but I believe you. I want to see it. Ah, that's the reason why we didn't do it like that. But we can just do the item service. I believe you. Oh wait, if we're gonna bring up the sassy attitude, Thomas, how did this start? Your starting feed test go? Well, depends. If you ask future me or... Yeah, that's true. But yeah, there was like a guy that didn't know how to start his storage emulator, so I needed to help him when I was already done with work. And then it was dark outside, and there were like big protests in the city, so it was scary. No, I'll do it for next stream, I promise. It was dark today. I still... Yeah, but you don't have demonstrations going, and... Yeah, the storage emulator is tricky. I feel for that guy. Yeah, it's really hard to click it. Private read-only to do item service. Wait, didn't we have... Oh, remove we have. If... Yep, so this is when there's no one font. this one isn't using the cloud table. And this one is too bad. If you're watching and have any questions about what we are doing, feel free to ask. Just checking if we... No, no one added an animation. And it is... This entity is an... To do... Do we already have the search? I don't like this song. To do item. Private. Read only. I to do item service. To do. Save entity. That's done like that. This one doesn't have it. This one doesn't. This one does. Private read only I to do list. Oh, I don't need the member, I need the to-do. To-do. To-do list service. That's better. Now this one is converted. Let's remove some spaces. Do you guys have any requests about something you wanna see next stream? We could like, I was thinking maybe when a user logs in, save his name and his ID. So adding other people would be easier. And maybe you can, after that, looking at like type ahead. So when you type, you get to see all the usernames and then with the provider. Updating the YAML pipeline for GitHub Actions to include the new test. Oh, that's really easy. We can do that in a second, I hope, before I destroy everything. Why do we have that? item service here. Ah, okay. Yeah, it's just adding it to the config, right? Maybe I missed something, but it didn't seem too hard. So I'll wait this one and remove this one as we already removed it here. And then this else is not used anymore. True, the tricky part was separating it, including test aways and the publish only upon completion of the PR. Yeah, that depends if you only want, because you can also publish it to another environment. That's also something, but the pipeline isn't too much fun on stream, as we need to wait the entire time. You can also remove this. Whoa, that still works. Yeah, I can. I'll probably just try something before the stream, and if it works, we do it on stream. Cloud table. Let's remove this. Private read only. Todo item service. Did one. Nope, I didn't need to do item, I did the list, and we already have that one. It's getting late, I see. I make stupid mistakes. I believe everything should work right now. I do have a view. Get entity. Entities. Delete all list items. Insert. Delete all. Deflux key. Welcome. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, sure. Feel free to ask delete this with partition key. Let's go to. I'm using Azure DB B2C and I've secured my Azure function user Azure AD with. How go about importing the user's info, like checking if the user is a member of the group? I haven't used too much AD using Azure function. Can what are you using to authenticate? Because maybe that info is inside like his claim. Yeah, but are you using a package that you run your own? I know what Active Directory is. Because what we are using is the easy authentication. And then we are using the let me go. We're reading the header and we're converting that to a client principal, and that has the identity provider, the user ID, the user details, and the user role. And if you go to the project, yeah, I'm not sure if it works the same, but if it does, it does. And you can go here and go to services. Yeah, you could try this one. Just put the request in it. Let's not call this remove, but delete. Save entity. Yeah, no problem. I don't think the entity is necessary. Insert, delete. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. Always happy to help if I can. I hope it helps. We did a lot of refactoring today. Still one small thing I wanted to do, but we can do that one. Nah. Talking is pretty difficult sometimes. We can do that next stream. Because we do not want to commit this yet. So let's stage. Yes, save everything. Stage. That's all removed. Let's stage this. And let's stage those two. Updates. Commit all and push. And now John was wondering how we could how I would go about adding it. Where to go to GitHub. That's easier. Twitch demo, not work. Yeah, workflows. Reno Cola. I'm quickly grabbing, checking my other one. How did I do it there? Oh, it's just run. .NET test. Oh, my previous one failed. Ah, John, I also have your issue. That's cool. Yeah, it probably will. Maybe this one is still gonna build. I think that's also be the end of the stream then. Let's check if... Nope, no other loadings. Let's hope this starts building soon. If you enjoyed the stream and aren't following yet, it would be really appreciated if you would. I stream every Monday and Friday from 7 till 10. You can ask anything about Blazor, our projects, Azure Functions, and we always try to help. Even if we don't know the answer, we probably find the answer pretty quickly. Oh, did I say Friday? Sorry, it's Monday and Wednesday. Hi Tineke, how is it going? Just had a meeting, so I was a bit tipsy. So yeah, I had those meetings. Now my meetings are all boring and stuff, but oh, we have some problems, John. But yeah, it's running the test. I don't have meetings with hours to leave. I don't know how you think that works, but I have meetings with you. I don't have. It's called it's in a bear mug. So does that count? Let's see if we can fix the last problems quickly. Definitely doesn't count. To-do overview. Learn from time waster. Well, I don't know if I want to learn from him. Before I stream, I did one. And that got me a headache the next day. Imports. You did the first shot night, right? I'm not sure if the first, but yeah. I'm really wondering why this page should have access. If this one does, and this one, then should this one. Wait, I have a better idea. Oh, this one is empty. That maybe explains a lot. To-do list. Components, to-do list, overview. To-do items overview component. Let's make it self-closing. Okay. Now that works. Did we never add the parameter? Oh, yeah, we did. What the hell am I to do? This isn't to do items overview component. And this is a list ID. Yeah. This makes much more sense. And let's make it self-closing. I'll remove this. Let's do a rebuild. And I think that will be the stream. If you have any questions left, do it quickly. Or wait till Monday or contact me on any of the social media. Let's push this. So I hope you all had a great stream. Thank you all for joining. And I hope to see you next stream. Later. Thanks everybody for watching. See you next time.